Hey there, Kalyn here with a Paper Smooches card tutorial. Today I'm using the Sweethearts stamp set from Paper Smooches, and I'm going to be using a few different ink colors to create a fun kind of ombre effect with the hearts. So I'm using Pale Tomato ink from Hero Arts first, and I'm going to start that at the bottom and then work my way up using the orange and the yellow inks. So first, for kind of my sentiment and the focal heart, I'm using this stamp that has the XOXO in the middle of it, and I'm going to put that in the bottom right corner. So that will really serve as my focal point for this card. And then I'm just going to work my way up using other stamps in the set and doing them in the same color of the Pale Tomato ink, and then eventually blending it upward. I really didn't plan out where I was going to put each heart stamp. I just decided to start with some of the bigger hearts first. That way I knew that I would have room later to add in some of the smaller ones if I wanted to. But definitely starting with the big ones helps when doing something like this, and then just filling in where you have those smaller empty spaces. And then I also just tried to alternate between hearts that had an outline and hearts that were filled in solid. But other than that, I had no real rhyme or reason for this. But what's nice about this stamp set is that you have such a large variety of sizes that you really can't go wrong. So I kind of stopped at that point and decided to start doing some orange stamping with the smaller hearts. And for that I used the Hero Arts in Soft Apricot color. And it's just a really pretty orange. So I started adding some of those kind of into the mix with the pink, and I find that the easiest way to do a nice ombre look is when you really overlap some of the colors, not necessarily stamp over top, but just kind of group them so that some of the orange ones trickle in between some of the red ones. And I'm going to do the same with the yellow as I go forward, and you'll kind of see as I get to that step. So here, for example, just adding in that other Pale Tomato heart, just to kind of remind myself that I wanted to make sure I blend them this way and that I still have some Pale Tomato trickling up into the orange apricot color. So now I'm taking some Harvest Gold ink from Paper Tray Ink and going to start incorporating some hearts in that color. This is just a really nice yellow. It definitely has a golden yellow tone to it, so I thought it would blend in really nicely with the apricot color and the kind of salmon-y pink color. So just starting to add in some of those yellow hearts, and then like I said, I'm gonna go back and add in more orange hearts and more pink hearts to just kind of fill in and make sure that they blend really seamlessly together. Another thing I love about doing this style of card, especially with the ombre, is that it gives it so much interest and just there's so much going on with all the different shapes and sizes of the hearts and the cool blended color look, but it is still just a one-layer card, so it's really easy to mail. You don't have to worry about paying extra for postage if you have dimension to it, so it's just perfect to send for a Valentine. And you definitely could mass produce these. They are a little more time consuming, but once you do one, then you could kind of streamline the rest and just do them very similarly. So as you can see there, I just added a couple more orange hearts in between some of the yellow ones to blend those two colors together, and I really think this effect works nicely. That way you don't have just kind of a solid line of where each color starts and stops. They just really blend together nicely. So now I'm just going back to the bottom, adding in some of the pale tomato ink, that pink color. And I didn't do this originally because I wasn't sure what direction I was going to have the hearts going, if I was just going to have them go in a diagonal or just vertically, but I decided to cover the entire card with them. So now just filling in the rest with more orange and some more yellow. And then that's going to wrap up this card. I really hope you enjoyed it and that this gives you an idea for a really simple but fun and beautiful technique for stamping a Valentine. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out the links below for all the products that I used, and also be sure to subscribe if you want to see all my latest crafty videos. Thanks so much.